Welcome to week 7. We are almost time to start school. We are reviewing solving equations. We're going to look at number 10. Looks like the most fun to me, so we're going to do number 10 together. So whenever you see parentheses, you either think order of operations, where I have to do all of the stuff that's inside my parentheses first, or distribution. Here, I can't add a variable and a not variable, so that means that I have to distribute. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute 5 times 5 is 25n. 5 times 1 is 5. Then 2 times n is 2n, and 2 times 6 is 12. That's equal to 5n minus 4 plus n. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add everything together on each side of the equation. So I'm going to add all of my variables together on each side of the equation. I'm going to add all of my constants together on each side of the equation. I'm also going to, this only has 4 things, so I'm only going to underline my variables just to make sure that I add them together. So I have 25 plus 2 is 27n, and then I have 5 plus 12, so I end up with plus 17. Is going to be equal to, I have 5 plus 1 is going to be 6n minus 4. Now, I want to get all of my n's on one side of the equation, all of my constants on the other side of the equation. I prefer to work with positive variables because it feels like it's easier. Might not be, but it feels like it in my brain, which means that I'm always going to subtract the smaller variable, and so that I can have it on the right side or have a positive. I put a line where my equal sign is so that I can see which side I'm adding and subtracting from. A lot of students last year really struggled with not recognizing that they were adding to the same side of the equation or opposite sides. So what I do to one side of the equation, subtracting 6n, I have to do to the other side of the equation. So that I get 27 minus 6 is 21n. I keep my plus 17 because it's still on that side of the equation. Then I'm still, again, going to put a line there so that I recognize that I have to subtract 17 from both sides of the equation. The reason I have to do that is I need to get my variable all by itself on one side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 17. It's being added here. I have to do the opposite, so that I have 21n is equal to a negative 21. Now, n is being multiplied by 21, which means I have to divide by 21 on both sides. I'm going to try to show that I'm dividing by 21 on both sides so that I have n is equal to a negative 1. You're going to get an n equal to a number or a variable equal to a number. Please, again, make sure that you are subtracting from both sides of the equation. You're not doing it twice to one side of the equation. It's going to give you horrifically wrong answers. So please make sure that you are paying attention to that.